At the heart of the ancient grave divine domain, a man knelt collapsed in a sea of blood. His breathing came in ragged gasps. His meridians were shattered. Everyone knew he was bound to die. But just as the final blade was about to fall, the air suddenly froze. From the void, a stream of black aura split open like an abyss. The darkness did not crash down. It spread outward, slowly, deliberately, as if it possessed a will of its own. The dying man abruptly opened his eyes. His pupils were pitch black, swallowing every trace of light. Smoke of shadow rose from his wounds, which sealed shut at a speed visible to the naked eye. The aura that had been fading only moments before erupted in an instant, surging far beyond his former peak. One move. With a single strike, every expert who had surrounded him was blasted away like scattered weeds. Through the settling dust, a figure in black robes stepped forward. A faint smile curved his lips, his gaze drifting over the crowd as though they were nothing more than ants. I only granted him a fragment of my power. His voice was soft as a breeze, yet it sent a chill down every spine. And you? Would you like to taste such glory? No one knew that in that very moment, the sixth seal had begun to crack, and the apocalypse had quietly opened its eyes. After the black-robed man spoke, the ancient grave divine domain fell into a deathly silence. The one who had just been revived was no longer himself. His eyes were hollow. Power surged violently through his body, yet his soul seemed replaced. When he turned to look at those who had once been his allies, there was no killing intent in his gaze, only absolute obedience. The black-robed man lifted a hand slightly. Kneel. Without the slightest hesitation, the one granted power dropped to his knees. Only then did the crowd understand it was not a blessing. It was control. Ancient rumors resurfaced in their minds. 7 seals had once suppressed a great demon from the primordial era. Each time a seal weakened, demonic energy would seep into the world searching for a suitable host. And now, 6 of those seals were already trembling. But the most terrifying truth was not the great demon itself. It was the fact that the continent's great powers, the Holy Temple, and the Deification Sea were unknowingly dismantling the final seal, believing it to be the secret to ascension. They did not realize they were opening the door to darkness. The black-robed man smiled faintly as cracks spread across the sky above. The 7th seal is only a matter of time. Elsewhere someone had just awakened from deep enlightenment, and he had no idea that the world had already taken one step into the abyss. In a space detached from reality amid layers of flowing light like a miniature galaxy, Chin-Mo slowly opened his eyes. Before him floated the heavenly Dowstone stele, its ancient characters shifting as though they were breathing. He had just undergone an unprecedented enlightenment, witnessing laws born from the void, seeing the Tao weave itself into the very order of the world. But the moment his awareness fully returned, he sensed something wrong. Demonic energy. It threaded through the spiritual chi outside, thin as mist, yet cold as an abyss. Chin-Mo stepped out of the stone stele's inner realm. The ancient grave divine domain had changed. The spirit springs had run dry. The earth veins were fractured. Across the sky, faint streaks of black flickered like cracks spreading through glass. He swiftly subdued 2 martial artists who were fleeing in panic and forced the truth from them. 6 seals had already been disturbed. The great powers believed a godhood secret lay within, and were pouring all their strength into breaking the final seal. They had no idea what they were truly releasing. Chin-Mo tightened his grip on the Heaven's End demon blade he had just obtained. If the 7th seal shattered, no one left would be strong enough to stop what followed. He understood one thing clearly: from this moment on he could no longer remain a bystander. The journey to halt the apocalypse had officially begun. Chin-Mo had barely begun to leave the ancient grave divine domain when he was intercepted. A martial emperor guarding the core of the final seal appeared midair, his gaze icy and absolute. In his eyes, Chin-Mo was nothing more than an unidentified intruder. You want to see the one in charge? Lie down first. There was no time to explain. The 7th seal trembled with every passing heartbeat. Chin-Mo had no choice but to act. He formed a hand seal circulating the power of laws he had just comprehended from the heavenly Dowstone stele. Yet when the martial emperor's fist descended like a collapsing mountain, Chin-Mo understood the gap in cultivation was still an abyss. In that razor-thin instant between life and death, he drew the Heaven's End demon blade. The moment the blade appeared, the surrounding space seemed to tear apart. One slash cleaved upward toward the sky. Boom. The golden claw condensed by the martial emperor shattered instantly. For the first time, the emperor-level expert retreated half a step. All the surrounding martial artists fell silent in shock. A martial venerable, forcing back a martial emperor. But in the next breath, Chin-Mo's face turned deathly pale. The Heaven's End demon blade frantically drained the last of his true essence. His blood chi churned violently. His dantian was nearly empty. He had won a single exchange. But the price was almost all his remaining strength. And at that very moment the distant sky darkened. The demonic energy was drawing closer. Demonic energy surged in like a tide, swallowing the heavens. Chin-Mo had not even steadied his breathing when the space before him was torn open. A pitch-black fissure spread outward, and from within it stepped the black-robed man Demon Lord Xuan Luo. 3 figures silently emerged behind him. Once mighty experts, now their eyes were hollow, their auras cold and sinister, completely controlled. Xuan Luo's gaze fell upon Qin Mo, lighting up with keen interest. You are more intriguing than I expected. A crushing pressure descended, fracturing the stone beneath their feet. Even the martial emperor who had just fought Qin Mo turned pale and instinctively retreated. Xuan Luo did not spare anyone else a glance. His eyes locked onto Qin Mo alone. To achieve enlightenment within the heavenly Dao stone stele, and wield the Heaven's End demon blade. A faint smile curved his lips. This body of yours is quite suitable for my fusion. A chill ran down Qin Mo's spine. Xuan Luo did not merely intend to kill him. He intended to take him. In the distance, the 7th seal trembled more violently, its formation patterns dimming one layer at a time. If Xuan Luo completed the fusion before the seal shattered, no one in this world would be able to stop him. And now Qin Mo, his true essence nearly depleted, stood directly before the greatest predator of the darkness. Xuan Luo gave Qin Mo no chance at all. With a single casual step forward, space twisted, demonic energy surged like a storm-tossed sea, crashing straight into Qin Mo's soul. The 3 demon thralls moved simultaneously, sealing off every possible escape. The guarding martial emperor was completely suppressed, not daring to interfere. Qin Mo tried to circulate the power of laws, but his dantian was empty. The Heaven's End demon blade trembled in his grasp, as if torn between protecting its master and being provoked into backlash by the overwhelming demonic aura. Xuan Luo raised a hand. Behind him, the true demon manifestation, emerged 3 heads and 6 arms towering high enough to eclipse the sky. Each arm held a different force of destruction. You think enlightenment alone can stand against me? A palm descended. Heaven and earth quaked. Qin Mo was blasted away, blood spilling from the corner of his mouth. His vision dimmed. Seizing the opportunity, demonic energy invaded his body, slipping into his meridians, devouring the last strands of spiritual power within him. In the distance, the 7th seal emitted the sound of cracking. A fissure of light split across the ancient formation. Qin Mo dropped to his knees. The Heaven's End demon blade slipped from his hand. For the first time since stepping onto this path, he felt it. True helplessness. If even he were to fall here, then nothing would remain to stop the darkness. When the Heaven's End demon blade slipped from his grasp, when Qin Mo's consciousness sank into darkness, the screams of the outside world faded away. All that remained was silence. Within that void, he saw the heavenly Dao stone stele once more. Ancient characters drifted and revolved in stillness. And this time, he saw more clearly than ever, demonic energy did not exist outside the laws. It too was born from the Dao. The Dao did not distinguish between good and evil. Only people chose how to wield it. The demonic energy invading his meridians was not destruction itself. It was merely a force left uncontrolled. Qin Mo opened his eyes. His pupils were no longer purely clear, they shimmered with intertwined currents of black and white. He stopped resisting the demonic energy. Instead, he guided it into the circulation path of the laws he had just comprehended. Demonic chi and spiritual power fused. The Heaven's End demon blade trembled violently before flying back into his hand on its own. Behind Qin Mo, a phantom took shape, neither the true demon manifestation nor a righteous Dharma form, but a convergence of Dao and demon. For the first time, Xuan Luo faltered. You dare to fuse with demonic energy. Qin Mo rose to his feet, his aura erupting steady, vast, and unfathomably deep. You use demonic power to enslave. I use it to control itself. The balance had just shifted. Qin Mo's aura transformed completely. No longer chaotic, no longer torn apart by demonic energy. The twin currents of black and white revolved around him like binary stars, forming a field of power so stable it was terrifying. Xuan Luo narrowed his eyes. For the first time, the killing intent within them was laced with caution. Then let me see how long you can maintain control. The 3-headed 6-armed true demon manifestation descended once more, 6 forces of destruction, merging into a single palm that blotted out the sky. Qin Mo did not retreat. He raised the Heaven's End demon blade. This time, the blade did not drain him dry. The tame demonic energy fused seamlessly with the power of laws, extending the blade's radiance, as though it were tearing open the heavens themselves. One slash. For a single breath, heaven and earth fell silent. The manifestation behind Xuan Luo split cleanly down the center. Demonic energy scattered violently. His figure was driven back hundreds of meters, black robes shredded apart. In the distance, the cracking 7th seal flared with light once more. Reinforced by newly woven laws, the ancient formation began to mend, the fissure slowly closing. Xuan Luo stared at Qin Mo, his gaze dark and unfathomable. You've only touched the threshold. I will return. His form dissolved into the void. Silence gradually reclaimed the ancient grave divine domain. Qin Mo tightened his grip on the blade. He knew this was not the end, only the opening act of a far greater war. If you want to follow Chinmo's next journey, comment 1 below.